I am Matthew Barkus. I'm the coordinator of the Lincoln LGBTQ plus resource. And I think to build off of what Sasha said is, so I work very collaboratively with UMEC, and being the first full-time professional devoted entirely to LGBTQ plus work here on Gonzaga's campus provides me a lot of opportunities, and again is not just a space for those students in the community or those members of the community to find kind of a space. It is that space, and we want it to very much be that safe space or to be that comfortable zone. But the reality is everyone is going to work with somebody who is different than them. And part of that difference is going to be sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression. And no matter where you go, from rural Nebraska to the Bay Area, you're going to work with people who have different identities. I know a farmer from Wahoo, Nebraska, who is a trans woman. Wahoo, Nebraska has a population of about 170 people. So if in a town of 170 people you might have a neighbor who farms and happens to be a trans woman, all of you are going to interact. All students are going to interact with people of different sexual orientations and gender identities, and it behooves us at this point in a very wonderful and enriching environment to learn how to do that. So you don't have to understand someone's identity to embrace that identity. You don't have to erase someone's identity to see them as a person, and so all of these aspects are very important, and all of them intersect, and so there isn't one queer experience, there isn't one gay experience, and so all of us have contributions, and I learn just as much from my students as I teach people, because I'm learning from different people's lived experiences of how they embody all of the intersections that are them. And so I have done this work at a previous institution, and I do it here, and I think that the thing that's the hardest for people to overcome is this idea of, if I don't know, I better not go, or if I don't have an understanding, I'm going to be at a deficit, and that's not the reality. Don't expect people to educate for you, except for me because I get paid for it, but come and experience, and don't come to interrogate or see people like a zoo animal, but come to find relationships with people and see like, oh, this is something that you're interested in, I'm also interested in this, or that's something I'm unfamiliar with, can you explain what the meaning of that is, or what that means to you? And I think too often we kind of separate because we don't want to have those uncomfortable environments, and we don't want to get to our growing edge where, ooh, we might have made a mistake, but through that mistake we learn about other people. And so we need to own those mistakes and not make the same ones, but we're all going to say things that have a different impact than our intent. But if we don't push past that, then we just further separate and further isolate, and then we don't learn about other people, we don't embrace that diversity, and then we go out to a community where we're told we have to get along with our coworker, and it's like, how do I get along with a coworker who's different than me? And so I think that that's the inherent part of diversity, is it's not for other people, it's for you. Because either you learn it here and you're comfortable and you come with that tool set, or you go out into the world and you don't have someone to come to ask those questions. And then you have to fumble through, and then there are repercussions out there where you say something wrong to someone in the workplace, and that might not be a teachable moment, that might be a fireable moment. So it behooves people to take advantage of all of the opportunities of different educational opportunities, different program opportunities, different student groups, to learn it here because you're paying for it, and take advantage of it, as opposed to going out into the world and being like, ooh, I have to pay money to go to a sensitivity workshop because I said something I shouldn't have. Take advantage of it here.